Hello everyone and welcome to the 2020 Chainhawk Open presented by Dynamic Disc. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, here at Jonesville Park in Gainesville, Florida. And we've got our reigning USDGC champion, Chris Dickerson, along with Gavin Rathbun. Joining the card will be Aaron Doyle, and rounding it out, Evan Gurthie, right here, the Gainesville representative. Again, we're here for round one. This is the front half at the Jonesville Park. This is all bonus coverage brought to you in part by my Patreon subscribers and some of the gracious sponsors and supporters I've had throughout the year. A little extra bonus footage coming at you. This is Chris Dickerson on the tee of hole one. 284 feet, pretty straightforward, as you'll find most of this course is. Left side, then gets a little kick off to the left. That's not going to help him. And Gavin Rathbun, who resides in Florida, originally from Illinois. Young superstar, represents Discmania Disc. He also pushes off to that left side. We'll see what kind of look he has from there. Representing 3D Disc Golf and Nice Disc Golf, this is Aaron Doyle. Aaron out of the Jacksonville area. Transplant, I believe, from Georgia, actually, as he's who seems to be following suit on that left side. And rounding out our card is, of course, Evan Gurthie. Yes, the famed brother. Some of you have heard of Double G, or maybe one of their other brothers. There's a number of them that play golf, and he's got CTP on the very first hole. Aaron's from a knee out here on the left side of the pin. He got to about pin high, but as you can see, quite obstructed. And although not quite as buried, we're going to get a little bit of a horseshoe putt here. Gavin trying to go out and around, just barely touches metal. Looks like he's going to have an opening par at best. I'll try and walk you guys through. This is my first time through the course, actually, getting out here for this round. And Chris, just in jail. I did trim a little bit of time off of this. He was looking for every possible way to get to the basket. And as you can see, from inside 25 feet, just not a good look at it. But this course does play. They're playing from the long tees to the shorter pins. Round two, you're going to see the longer pins. However, these are the shorter pins. And every hole is pretty much straightforward. As Evan's going to pick up the lone birdie on the card. Opening round here on a Friday afternoon. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. Temperatures in the low 70s. Feels nice and comfortable right now. I think we're going to feel the humidity pick up just a little bit, but otherwise a beautiful day here in the early goings of December. And I'm going to see a few transitional promo pieces there. My disc in a box. Those are the disc shipping supply mailers that I've produced. If you need to ship any discs, please reach out to me. Sell those in 100 count packs to ship your disc securely. Hole two here at just 230 feet. Evan playing out around that right side, not quite enough of a hookup. Chris is going to take the same shot, but with the backhand, and that's a no look. He knows he's parked. I'll do my best to occasionally throw out what disc. Some of these guys are gracious enough to give me the insight. That one's coming in just a bit high. That was an FD3, I believe. Chris had thrown a PA3. And this is flipping up. This is a soft keystone by Aaron as that flips up and turns over. All of Gavin's putts are with Discmania links. Evan plays for Pro Discus, which does allow an open bag concept or a mixed bag concept. And that one low left side, but he does putt with a Sparta. I believe that's what that is. Easy tap in to put our USDGC champ on the board. And Aaron also on the board. So Gavin right now, the only one without a birdie in the first couple of holes. And as I mentioned, got to thank all of my Patreon subscribers. This footage is bonus footage, literally brought to you all because of Patreon subscribers. So I really appreciate that. And right up the gut, 260 feet here for Evan on hole number 3. A little spoiler, you're going to see a number of holes that play a lot like this. It's a tunnel shot. There's pretty much one way to go at it, and it's a matter of just executing the shot. Holes right in front of you. Now I think we're going to see some of those move, like I said, during the second round. That one flips up for Aaron. Was also a keystone. And Gavin said anytime he's throwing a glow mid-range, that's it right there. That is an MD3. He only threw about 3 or 4 molds the entire round. So when in doubt, MD3 is a likely choice of his here. Chris with the step putt just outside the circle. That seems to be his favorite spot to putt from. Outside of being parked, I think 1 or 2 inches outside of the circle so he can go after that step putt. Seems to be a really comfortable spot for him. Although he doesn't convert there, that is a good spot for Dickerson. And really interesting to see, as I've known Evan and Garrett and some of the other family members for quite a few years, such a stark contrast that you see from Evan's putting style as opposed to Double G's putting style. They look nothing alike. That goes long for Aaron, so he's got a little bit of a comeback. Gavin had gone deep on his. This is to bring it back. He's trying to get on the board and just sneaks it in. That's his first birdie. You see a little sigh of relief knowing there are plenty of birdies. All 18 holes out here are par 3s. And I'll say, for someone like Gavin's arm, albeit he's a huge crusher, for someone like Gavin, every single hole out here is attackable. So anytime you're missing a birdie on this course, it hurts a little bit more. Of course, some are easier to get than others, but you'll be able to see on this first layout, every single hole can be attacked for the birdie. And Dickerson off to a little bit of a slow start as well. He's got just 1 birdie through 3 holes. And we're moving on. Huge shout out. If you like technical courses, it doesn't get much better than northern Wisconsin. You find Sandy Point Resort and Disc Golf Ranch. sandypt.com. Mike and Michelle Cousins. They also host an incredible pro shop with discs and homemade jewelry. As Gavin is just a bit short and right. There is essentially no wind to speak of. Of course, they're playing in the woods right now. But even in the few open holes, you'll see it is very, very calm out there. Chris playing something a little bit stable. Turns over just barely. Nicks the pole. That was an FX2 for Chris. And this is an X warship, a VIP X warship that has arguably one of the most favorable kicks I think you could ask for out here. Doesn't give him much of a look, although he did get quite a bit of distance. Is that a yak? Y-A-K? Yardage after kick? I think that's an official NFL term too. I'm not good with the footballs. That one is off the mark for Evan. Now he's got this as a comebacker. And I know I was just speaking of the contrast between him and Garrett. You think of Garrett actually with a just kind of a lofty hyzer putt. And his brother Evan, like I said, very different. Beeline and hyzer with a lot of power. And I think that'd be a great question to figure out between the two. If maybe one of their other siblings somehow meshes the two of their putts between them. Gavin picks up his second birdie. And Aaron, albeit a little bit of work's got to put in for his par, and Chris Dickerson also looking to double his birdie count. He's now 2 down through 4. And Evan with the early blemish. So we're going to move over to hole number 5. Thank you to Disc Baron. Make sure you check them out online. Has graciously supported me and Smashbox TV for a number of years now. And this is one of the longer holes, 440 feet. The one mistake, well, there's 2 mistakes. You can find the hard OB on the left, and then there's the shorter OB here on the right, which Gavin just threw into. At least if you go OB on the left, you'll carry all of that distance. Gavin, on the other hand, is going to have to come back considerably. All right. Everybody can breathe. Dickerson just barely gets it in bounds. You hear the exhale there. And Aaron says it all. He says, "Oh no." And that doesn't come back. He's also going to be out of bounds. I'm going to spoil it and say I believe this is the most open hole on the course, and trying to put enough into it. Evan pulls that right, and it doesn't fight back. So in very surprising fashion, 3 out of our 4 out of bounds. Gavin was ready to step up and throw. I wasn't quite. Puts it inside the circle. He's looking to just get up and down, walk away with the bogey. Evan gets an almost identical spot. Almost rings it up as Aaron is confirming with the group that his actually anhyzered out over a little bit more of the inbounds area. So he'll be a little bit closer to the basket here. Looks like a good recovery. So Dickerson in prime position here. He's got his other 3 card mates all looking at bogey at best. And a birdie here could give him a 2-stroke advantage on this hole. And not that you'd ever doubt it. Great birdie by Chris. That's going to push him to 3 under par through the front 5. As I said, the bogey by Gavin, and we see a couple of other likely bogeys. And we are through 5. Going to move over to one of the shorter holes that we're going to find out here. I think one of the easier ones as well. That's VII, previously known as Savage. Also a sponsor here specifically of Chris. And they support and sponsor disc golf. And they've thrown a little love my way once or twice, so love to show them here in the coverage. Dickerson, super easy looking shot. He said this hole used to play differently. I heard him explaining it to Brittany. They used to throw from somewhere out where the basket is or beyond that back down to where the tee is. So in some way, shape, or form, I feel like this hole was somewhat reversed, and never been here before, so I can't speak to it, but that's what he was talking about. He said he really liked that hole. As Aaron is outside the circle on the right side. I believe that purple disc is a Titan as it gets up and tries to roll away from him. Titan by Pro Discus. Aaron had thrown a Harp. All right. That makes up for it. We haven't seen him quite on track with his drives. And that's one way to make up for it. And left. Just off center there. Dickerson had thrown an A3 to put him here just left of the pin. I believe there is a road that comes into play, so you can't put too much on it when you're coming in at this one. Just the right speed as Chris walks away with the easy birdie. Easy birdie for Gavin, his Glow MD, I think, putting him there. Or should I say his MD3. And Evan's going to give one to the rest of the group. Hope you guys enjoy the coverage here again. Not just that it's bonus, but when things moved along quite rapidly here today, I thought I'd try and get it out same day. So you may have even seen this literally hours after it was shot. Try to give you guys the quick turnaround solo commentary, speeds things up. Chris goes left, and we'll see if... Oh, and a great shot there by Gavin. So I'd love to know in the comments here in the front nine, this will make you eligible to win a disc. What I'd love to know is this a kind of course you would enjoy playing? From what you've seen thus far, and I'll give you a little spoiler, a lot more of what we're going to see is kind of similar to what you've seen here in the first 6 or 7 holes. You know, 1 or 2 open shots, but for the most part, wooded and very direct, very in your face, and relatively short compared to maybe what we see on the bigger scale for some of the other events. Is this the style of course you'd like? And if so, why not? That's what I'd love to know as we're looking at Aaron trying to see if he can make another long one. Chris had gone deep, but no problems. Chris drove that one with an M3. There it is, solid birdie, slightly downhill. Guess you see a little bit of the leaves, which I don't even remember blowing at the time. Must have been that subtle. And maybe just enough wind to throw off Aaron, or it could have been his footing or something in his swing there. But Aaron struggling a little bit here in the early goings. That's going to be a tap in for his bogey. And meanwhile, there's no doubt about it when you put him that close. Gavin with the birdie, just over 300 feet on hole 7. Big shout out El Guapo Baskets out there in the great Northwest. Also a huge supporter of various activities that I've been putting on media-wise, and host of a great women's only event that I think he's doing some planning for as we speak for the 2021 season, as Chris Dickerson with the par job. And not quite getting a skip. I don't know if he just underthrew it or was planning on more of a skip. Very overstable as he pulls on that one and gets a little bit of a slide between him and Gavin. That's a good shot. And Aaron's off to that left side. That might have been a Midari, which I think I might quit trying to pronounce the Pro Discus names. I'm only going to sound dumber when I get them all wrong. Aaron with the long jumper. Gavin from outside the circle. Count it. Although you don't see or feel the excitement in his tone or demeanor, I think he's feeling good. I think he's gotten a little comfortable, missed a couple early ones, and now is just kind of trying to settle himself in and go out and do what we know he's capable of. As Evan picks up another birdie, and yet another park job here by Chris. He doesn't even need the warm-up routine. Aaron's dad had reached out to me, said Aaron was super excited to be playing some golf, and just so honored to be here, giving you guys the footage and the coverage. This little extra action here at the Chain Hawk Open. We're moving to our final hole, the front 9. Just over 300 feet here for Chris Dickerson. I feel like this is one of the tougher tee shots that we've seen thus far, as we're trying to close out this front 9. It's still dead straight. You can see the basket just in the top part of your screen there. And Chris goes with overstable, just trying to fight it back. This is his FX2. And then it slopes down behind the pin. So he's actually deep, and he's going to be putting uphill. I'm guessing that got a little bit of a roll away as well. This is an MD4 by Gavin. So at 301, it probably plays 315, 320, maybe even a little bit more. The elevation is very subtle. Evan kind of going with a Dickerson approach of trying to throw something overstable and then letting it fight back. This is Aaron throwing a lucid felon. Nice low angle, little kiss off the tree. Oh, skips up bottom of the basket and sits underneath it. If there's ever been an iron pine to play off the iron leaf of Barsby, that, or should I say Ken Climo, actually, that thing dropped almost immediately. So he's going to have a little bit of work to do as Dickerson is putting back up at the basket. He's gone at least 40, maybe 35 deep. Awkward footing. And as these guys continue to close things out, again, thank you guys so much for joining. Leave a comment. Let me know if this is the style of course you would enjoy playing. I hope you guys join me for... Oh, Gavin misses that one low. I hope you guys join me for the second half and you're enjoying the coverage. Please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber if you would. And thank you to all the supporters and sponsors that you saw in the little transitions between the holes. Go out and check out Fox Hills. They've also got coverage going on. They had a feature card here in round one. I'm not going to spoil all of the outcome. I'm not sure when all of their footage is going to be releasing, so I don't want to spoil and say too much other than what's going on the cards that I'm covering, but make sure you check out their channel. Those guys are local here and bringing you great footage. They got FPO and MPO footage throughout the weekend as well, but I think we're going to see that with a slightly later release date. But go check out Fox Hills. Find them on YouTube. Thanks to Chris and the crew and Dynamic Disc and everyone else for supporting. I'll see you guys during the back half of round number one in just a few moments. We'll see you there.